As Hollywood, and I'm inside of well, not the manufacturing plant, but inside of the place that me and my dad manufacture our boats. You might be wondering, what do you mean, manufacture? We make RC boats. But that's not here what I'm talking about. I'm here to talk about the airplanes. Lately, I've been getting, what airplanes have you flown? So, I'm just going to go over all the airplanes that I have, and if not, I've flown them. So this is a Sirius 1 point something meter. I do not know. I bought it for $180. That's coming up soon well, not how to fly, but on what I've flown. I've flown this Night Timber X recently. It was very fun. The T-28 over there, I've flown a lot. Not that one, but they're really fun to fly. I have flown the Cessna quite a bit. Recently, I had to change the front landing gear because it completely stopped working, and I also have to fix the blade. But that's pretty much like all the trainers. We also have a nitro trainer and a wing for a P-40, and I have not flown either aircraft. The wing for the P-40, the P-40, or the trainer. So here's my T-28. It's actually really nice. I had to fix the landing gear quite a bit. And you might be wondering, what are you using that, just to hold your airplanes right now? Camaro. Then you got a Richard Petty giant car. Yes, that is bigger than a door frame. But you got some other aircraft over here. And those I have not flown. Because if you notice, they either don't have a motor, don't have covering on them, or I just don't want to fly them yet. But here's my going to fly soon or already flying trailer. So if you notice, I have I don't know who makes it, but I have a F-35 right there with a Habu Park Flyer version 2, and then a Timber next to a PT-17, a Piper Cub, an Escapade, a Ranger, which I paid $190 for, I think, a P-51 Mustang. This thing was an excellent flyer, but I've just flown it so much. The elevator just gives me only a little bit. The Spitfire is really nice, and I've flown it quite a bit. That small P-51 never even bound it, ever. And I definitely can't wait to fly that. And as as you're going to see in the next video, I have this Beechcraft E18/RC45J 1.5 meter. Now, let me just give you a little bit of backstory on how I got that Beechcraft. So I went over to the Woolbirds over Delaware, and a couple guys were like, "Hey, you're doing really good out here. Name an airplane." So I looked over, I was just thinking for a second, and then I looked over to a tent, and I'm like, that's a cool airplane. So I said, "Oh, a Beechcraft." And then he, sent it out. So here's the trailer of either wrecked, not ready to go, or plane set. I don't even know at this point. But this is a giant fifth wheeler. I have a P-40. I fired it up, but I have not ran it. This thing I've crashed so many times. I believe it's the Dynam Corsair. This one over here is my new favorite flyer. It's the Horizon Hobbies 1.2 meter P-39. This is a giant, I believe 1/4 or 1/5 scale Spitfire, and it is big. Then you got a giant 8-foot wingspan Cessna, a helicopter, an ugly stick, wings for a real big P-51, the Playboy plane that everyone likes, a crashed Pitts, which I'm really mad about, but it's my fault for it, a Sabre, which is really small, apparently goes 102, a hand toss P-51 Mustang. This is my dad area, or planes that I don't really want to fly. The Dynam Cessna. A hand throw. F3. The wing. And the other wing to my Spitfire. A small P-40, which I've flown a lot. A P-47. No clue what that is. And then a whole bunch of Nitro trainers. And yes, there's stuff in here, but I have definitely worked hard for the stuff that I have, and still trying to get some more. Now, the stuff I do is I work for my dad, I cut grass, and I get an allowance. So, I'm also starting this YouTube page to try to get monetized so I can make money off of it, because that's been a dream since I was like 5 after watching Mr. Beast. And it also helps people out with trying to get into the hobby. So my goal is to save around $3,000 for around 7 aircraft. Now the 7 aircraft are, I believe, not 100% sure, but I believe the 7 aircraft are the Airbus A320neo, the 2 Corsairs on Horizon Hobbies. Now this is all on Horizon Hobbies. Is the Corsair 1.2 meter and the 1,700 millimeter one. I believe I'm also trying to get a giant Pitts. Yes, I have a guy that has, well, I know a guy that has another Pitts, same size as mine, for only 100, but I'm trying to get into the bigger one, so I'm going to go with the 1,400 millimeter Pitts off Horizon Hobbies. I'm going to try to go also with the A10 64 millimeter not turbine. Whew. Can't fly turbine. The field that I started at does not allow me to fly turbine, but I'm also not legally allowed to fly turbine yet. But I'm going with the 64 millimeter EDF A10 Warthog and the 30 millimeter SR-71 Blackbird. And I'm also going to get a couple more batteries and receivers, just because I've had, times where I'm like, wow, that plane looks cool. Or I was gifted, or I bought airplanes and they did not have receivers. So what I had to do was either go into one of my airplanes, rip one out, or buy a new one, or just not fly it. That's kind of what happened with a lot of my aircraft, but with this one, I put in this Spectrum receiver, and I was thinking, this is going to work amazing, because it said that if you have the original ESC still in there, that the differentials will work, and it wouldn't work for me. So I looked in here, and it said that you need a smart throttle receiver. So I started looking, and I'm like, I've never heard of this. So then I went on to Google, and I'm like, oh, so that's what I need. So I just started to go through some of my airplanes, and luckily for me, inside of my wrecked Pitts, there was a receiver. So the Beechcraft should be ready to go. But if any of the people that are watching this know me from real life, I race boats. And I've been racing boats since I was around 11, and I'm 13 now, and I'm slightly better than my dad. Well, that's if we can hold if we can hold this, not the same line. And I've been racing cars ever since I was born. And it's just gotten so big. I've just gotten so big in the hobby that I'm also getting into the drones. This is an FPV race drone. Can't wait to get that. But I'm just making this video to kind of show what I've started with myself. Well, not really with myself, it's with the help of others. And what I'm trying to do. My main goal is by the time I'm 18 is to have a lot of followers on here and to at least get 10 to 50 people into the hobby that's never been in the hobby. And what I mean by never in the hobby is like they've seen the airplanes, thought it was cool, but never wanted to. They wanted to, but I just want to get people into the hobby. That's my goal, is to get around 10 to 15 people, I believe, into the hobby. If I can, even more. And I just feel like that'd be awesome because my dad has noticed with the boats, a lot of the people that were racing boats and building boats have either sadly passed away or just got out of the hobby or did not have time to keep, working on them, so they had to sell it. And that's kind of how the hobby's been going. And a lot of people have been wanting to see more younger people like me. My dad, he's technically on the younger end because most people that are in the planes, I'm not saying all of them, but a lot of people that are at my flying fields, Kent County Air Modelers, are a little on the older side, so, and just, it's better when there's younger people too, so we can, help sometimes the older people if they need the help. Like, I went to the Delaware RC Club, and there were two guys that were working on a giant extra 300, and they were firing it up, and it was locked on full throttle, and I had to, go help. And luckily, everyone was okay, and it was just a servo that was bad, but we definitely need some more younger people in the hobby to try to keep this hobby alive.